The divorce papers sat on the hospital bed, still warm from the printer. My husband didn't even look up from cradling his mistress's newborn. "You're really leaving?" he asked, voice flat. His mother laughed. "Let her go. We don't need her anymore." I'd just performed emergency surgery to save his father's life. Before that, I'd paid their debts, fed their family, sacrificed my career. And now, holding their bastard child. He looked at me like I was the stranger. If you love stories of silent revenge, subscribe now. My hand didn't shake as I walked out. They had no idea what was coming. But that wasn't how it all began. 1 year earlier, I returned from my medical residency abroad. I'd studied in terrible conditions, wearing shoes with holes, eating the cheapest food. Every penny I earned went home. To him. To them. I walked into our apartment expecting my husband's smile. Instead, I found his childhood friend Melissa sitting on our couch. Pregnant. Very pregnant. "Surprise!" my mother-in-law beamed. "You're going to be a mother." I stared. "What?" My husband, Derek, put his arm around Melissa's shoulders. "Babe, don't freak out. Melissa has terminal cancer. She wanted a child before she died. I helped her. IVF. No actual... you know. You did this without telling me?" His father laughed. "We didn't want to bother you while you were working. Besides, you've always wanted kids, right? Now you have one, free of charge." Melissa touched her belly, eyes wet. "I'm so sorry, Sarah. I know this is sudden, but I'm dying. And this baby, it's all I'll leave behind. You're such a good person. I knew you'd understand." I couldn't breathe. "You want me to raise your child?" "Of course," my mother-in-law said. "Melissa has no money, no family, but you have a great job, great salary. It's perfect." Derek squeezed my hand. "Come on, babe. It's my child. Our child. You'll love him." I should have left then. But I was tired. So tired. The months that followed were a blur of humiliation. Melissa moved into our guest room. My money paid for her prenatal care, her food, her comfort. She wore the clothes I bought, sat in the chair I saved for. "Sarah, can you make me some tea? Sarah, can you drive me to my appointment? Sarah, Derek and I are taking maternity photos. You can join if you want, but it's really a family moment, you know." I worked 14-hour shifts at the hospital, came home to cook their meals, watched my husband hold Melissa's hand during doctor visits while I stood in the corner, invisible. "She's so caring," people would say. "Such a good wife." One night I found Derek and Melissa laughing over baby names. He looked at her the way he used to look at me. When I entered the room, they stopped talking. "Do you need something?" Derek asked, annoyed. "This is my house." "Our house," his mother corrected, appearing from nowhere. "And Melissa is family now, don't be jealous." Jealous? I paid the mortgage. I paid for everything. But I was jealous. The day Melissa went into labor, they called me at work. "Get to the hospital, now!" I arrived to find Derek holding her hand, his parents hovering anxiously. Nobody looked at me. "Push! Push!" the doctor shouted. Melissa screamed. Derek whispered encouragement. His mother prayed. And then a cry. A baby boy. "He's perfect," Derek sobbed, holding the infant. "He's perfect." His mother grabbed the baby next. His father took photos. Melissa smiled through exhausted tears. "Sarah," Derek finally said, "meet your son." Your son, not ours. Mine. My responsibility. My burden. I looked at this child, innocent and small. This wasn't his fault. None of this was his fault. But as I held him, feeling his tiny weight, I felt nothing. Just cold, spreading numbness. "Congratulations," I whispered. That night, after they'd all fallen asleep in the hospital room, I made a phone call. "Boss, I've made my decision. I'm accepting the Doctors Without Borders position." "Are you sure? No salary, dangerous conditions, you'll give up everything here." "I'm sure." "When can you start?" 2 weeks. I hung up and started planning. They wanted me to be their nanny, their ATM, their servant. Fine. But first, I'd take back everything I'd given them. Every single thing. My mother-in-law found me in the hallway. Why are you smiling? Just happy, I lied. So happy for the new baby. She narrowed her eyes, but said nothing. I spent the next week liquidating everything. The house we lived in sold, the car sold. My savings, my investments, everything tied to my name, donated to charity. I contacted a lawyer, filed for divorce, arranged for the papers to be delivered the moment I left the country. Where did all our money go? My father-in-law demanded when the bank called about the mortgage. What money? I asked innocently. Everything was in my name, remember? You can't just... I can. I did. Derek grabbed my arm. Sarah, what's going on? Nothing, just preparing for our future, our beautiful future. The day before I left, they threw a family photo session. Derek, Melissa, the baby, his parents, all smiling, all happy. Sarah, stand in the back, his mother instructed. I did. I stood in the back, watching them pose like a real family, watching Melissa hold my husband's hand, watching the baby I was supposed to raise. The photographer counted down. 3, 2, 1. I walked out. Where are you going? Derek called after me. Doctor, emergency, I lied. I'll be back soon. I never came back. The next morning, I boarded a plane to Syria. By the time they realized what happened, I was gone. The divorce papers were delivered. The house they'd been living in, seized by the bank. The car, repossessed. The bank accounts, empty. My lawyer sent me updates via encrypted email. They're trying to contest the divorce. Your husband claims you abandoned them. Let him claim whatever he wants. Everything was legally mine. I did nothing wrong. His father had a heart attack from the stress. They're blaming you. Good, I thought. Let them feel what stress really means. If you're enjoying this story of cold justice, make sure you're subscribed. You won't want to miss what happens next. Weeks passed. I threw myself into my work. The field hospital was chaos. Wounded civilians, limited supplies, constant danger. But here, nobody asked me for anything I couldn't give. Here I saved lives because I wanted to, not because I was obligated. One night, a soldier was brought in with a gunshot wound. I worked for 6 hours to stabilize him. When he woke, he grabbed my hand. Thank you, he whispered. You saved my life. It's my job. No, he said. It's your calling. I can see it in your eyes. You're here because you want to be. His name was Marcus. He was a security contractor, ex-military. We became friends, then more than friends. You're running from something, he said one night as we sat outside the medical tent. I'm running towards something. What's that? Myself. He understood. He never pushed, never asked for more than I could give. Meanwhile, back home, Derek was drowning. My lawyer kept me updated, though I never asked. The baby has medical issues. They can't afford treatment. His father died, heart complications. His mother is demanding you return. Says you owe them. I read each message with detachment. These problems weren't mine anymore. But then one message made me pause. Your husband is in critical condition. Heart attack. The doctors say he needs surgery. He's asking for you. I stared at the words. Derek was dying. The man I'd loved, the man who'd humiliated me, was dying. What should I tell them? My lawyer asked. Tell them I'm in the middle of a war zone. I can't leave. Dr. Sarah, my colleague interrupted. There's an emergency. We need you in surgery now. I deleted the email and went back to work. Hours later, another message came through. The hospital director contacted me. They found a surgeon. Your husband survived. But he's asking why you didn't come. Why you didn't care enough to save him. I laughed. Actually laughed. Why didn't I come? Because the woman who would have dropped everything for him died the moment I saw him holding another woman's child. Dr. Sarah, Marcus said, finding me in my tent. You okay? My ex-husband almost died. And I feel nothing. He sat beside me. That's called healing. Was it? Or was it something colder, something harder? Months turned into a year. I saved lives, learned to survive in war zones, became someone I didn't recognize. Stronger, harder, free. Then one day, Marcus knelt in front of me. Marry me, I stared at him. This man who'd protected me, who'd never asked me to be anything but myself. Yes, we married in a small ceremony at the base. No family, no expectations, just two people choosing each other. I love you, he said. I love you too. And I meant it. Not the desperate, drowning love I'd felt for Derek, but something steady, something real. My lawyer sent one final message. Your ex-husband has been trying to reach you. His mother died. He's raising the child alone. He wants to apologize, says he finally understands what he lost. I deleted the message without responding. Everything okay? Marcus asked. Everything's perfect. But I knew eventually I'd have to go back, not for Derek, not for them, but for myself, to close that chapter completely. I need to return home soon, I told Marcus. Just for a few weeks. There's a medical conference. Want me to come with you? Yes. Because facing your past is easier when your future is standing beside you. The airport felt surreal. 6 years since I'd left. 6 years since I'd walked away from everything. Marcus held my hand as we walked through arrivals. You nervous? No, I wasn't. I was curious to see what remained of the life I'd abandoned. Dr. Sarah Chen, a voice called out. I turned. A man stood there holding flowers. Not Derek, someone from the pharmaceutical company hosting the conference. Welcome back. We're honored to have you here. Thank you. As we walked toward the exit, I saw him. Derek. Older, thinner, holding a small boy's hand. He looked exhausted, desperate. Our eyes met. He dropped the boy's hand and ran toward me. Sarah, Sarah. I kept walking. Please, please, just listen. The security guard stepped between us. Sir, step back. That's my wife, Derek shouted. I'm not your wife, I said calmly without stopping. He tried to push past the guard. Failed. The boy started crying. Mommy, Mommy, don't leave. I paused. The child. He thought I was his mother. Of course he did. What lies had Derek told him? I'm sorry, I said, looking at the boy. But I'm not your mother. Derek collapsed. Actually collapsed onto his knees. Please, I've changed. I'll do anything. Marcus stepped forward. Sir, you need to leave my wife alone. Derek looked up, confused. Your wife? Yes, Marcus said firmly. My wife. I watched Derek's face crumble. Watched him realize that I'd moved on. Built a new life. Become someone who didn't need him. You married him? Derek whispered. I did. But I waited. I changed. I bought a house, a car, everything you wanted. I never wanted those things, Derek. I wanted respect. I wanted to be seen, and you never saw me. Not once. I see you now. Too late. The boy tugged Derek's sleeve. Daddy, why is Mommy being mean? My heart cracked, just slightly. This child, innocent, caught in the mess adults had made. I'm not your mommy, sweetheart, I said gently. Your mommy loves you very much, but it's not me. Melissa died, Derek said hollowly, 2 years ago. It's just us now. Just me and him. I felt nothing. Or maybe I felt everything and had learned to contain it. I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry, that's all you can say? What else is there to say? The conference was everything I'd hoped. I was the keynote speaker, presenting my research from the field. People listened, respected me, saw me. But Derek wouldn't let go. He showed up at the hotel, at the conference venue, always desperate, always begging. I'll give you everything. I don't want anything from you. Please, for the child. He's not my responsibility. On the final night, there was a gala. Marcus looked handsome in his suit. I wore a dress that cost more than my entire wardrobe from 6 years ago. You look happy, Marcus said. I am happy. Derek crashed the gala, drunk, desperate. Sarah, you have to listen. Security moved to remove him, but I held up my hand. It's fine, I'll handle this. We stepped into a private room. Say what you need to say. Derek sobbed. I was wrong, about everything. I took you for granted. I used you. I let them use you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. Then forgive me, please. I do forgive you, Derek. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It means I'm letting go of the anger. It means I'm free. But the child is your responsibility, not mine. He asks about you. I told him stories about how kind you were, how strong. Then you should have thought about that before you humiliated me. I turned to leave. I love you, he screamed. I never stopped loving you. I looked back at him. This broken man. This stranger. I don't love you anymore, Derek. I don't hate you either. I just don't feel anything. And that was the truth. The cold, liberating truth. Marcus was waiting outside. Ready to go home? Yes. As we left, I saw Derek one last time through the window. On his knees, alone. I'd spent years being invisible to him. Now, he was invisible to me. Any regrets? Marcus asked in the taxi. I thought about the question. Regrets about leaving, about rebuilding, about choosing myself. None. Good. Because we have a life to get back to. I smiled. We do. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just living well. Sometimes it's just walking away and never looking back. They'd wanted me to be their servant, their ATM, their savior. Instead, I became my own hero. And that was the coldest revenge of all.